A self-made millionaire might have started with almost nothing and built a fortune from scratch. Old money, on the other hand, comes from wealth that's been passed down through generations. One learned how to build wealth. The other learned how to preserve it. And the differences between them can teach us a lot about money. Here are 7 habits of self-made millionaires versus old money. Number 7, how they think about money. Let's start with the biggest difference. Self-made millionaires often see money as something they can grow. They're focused on questions like, how can I increase my income? What business can I build? What can I invest in? How can I turn $100 into $1,000? Their mindset is often centered around creation and growth. Old money families, meanwhile, tend to think more about preservation. Instead of asking, how can we become rich? The question may be, how do we make sure this wealth survives another generation? That's a completely different game. One is focused on building the fortune. The other is focused on protecting it. Number 6, their relationship with lifestyle. Here's where things get interesting. When someone becomes wealthy for the first time, they may want to show it. A new luxury car, a bigger house, designer clothing, expensive vacations, and there's nothing inherently wrong with enjoying your money. But old money culture often puts more emphasis on quiet wealth. Instead of constantly showing the price of something, the focus can be on quality, privacy, tradition, and longevity. You might not know how wealthy someone is simply by looking at them. And that's where the idea of quiet luxury comes from. The most expensive thing in the room isn't always the thing with the biggest logo. Number 5, they buy assets. This is where both groups can look surprisingly similar. Self-made millionaires often understand that expensive things can consume wealth. A car loses value. A luxury vacation is an expense. Designer clothes don't usually generate income. So wealthy people often focus heavily on assets, businesses, stocks, real estate, and other investments. Old money families may take this even further. They can have family businesses, investment portfolios, real estate holdings, and other assets that have been maintained for generations. The goal isn't simply to look rich. It's to own things that can continue producing or preserving wealth. Number 4, they think long-term. This might be one of the most important habits of all. Most people think about money in months. Wealthy families often think in decades. A self-made entrepreneur might spend years building a company. An old money family might think about what that company, or its assets, will look like 50 years from now. That's a completely different time horizon. And when you think long-term, your decisions start changing. You become less obsessed with instant results. You start asking, will this decision still make sense 10 years from now? That question can completely change how you handle money. Number 3, they learn how money works. You don't necessarily need to become a financial expert, but wealthy people generally understand that money has rules: taxes, investing, debt, business ownership, real estate, risk, compounding, estate planning. And old money families have another advantage. Financial knowledge can be passed from one generation to the next. Children may grow up hearing conversations about businesses, investments, property, and financial decisions. Self-made millionaires often have to learn these lessons themselves, sometimes through books, sometimes through mentors, and sometimes through expensive mistakes. But the result can be the same. They understand that financial knowledge is an asset. Number 2, they protect their wealth. Making money and keeping money are two completely different skills. A person can make millions and lose them just as quickly. That's why wealthy people often care about protecting what they've already built: diversification, insurance, legal structures, emergency reserves, risk management, estate planning, and careful investment decisions. Old money families have historically placed enormous importance on preserving family assets. Self-made millionaires who stay wealthy for decades eventually have to learn the same lesson. Getting rich is one challenge. Staying rich is another. Asterisk asterisk. Number 1, they play the long game. And this is the habit that connects everything. Self-made millionaires often spend years building their wealth. Old money families think across generations. Both require patience. Because real wealth usually isn't created by one lucky purchase, one paycheck, or one viral business idea. It compounds. A business grows, investments grow, skills improve, relationships develop, knowledge accumulates. And over time, small advantages can become enormous. That's why the biggest difference isn't necessarily how much money they have today. It's how they think about the next 10, 20, or even 50 years. So, self-made millionaires and old money families may look completely different from the outside. One may have built everything from scratch. The other may have inherited a financial foundation created generations ago. But the smartest people in both groups understand something important. That asterisk wealth isn't just about making money. It's about building it, protecting it, and giving it time to grow. Maybe that's the biggest lesson for the rest of us. You don't need an old money family to start thinking long term. You can start building your own financial habits today, because your financial future isn't only about how much money you make. It's also about what you do with it. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more videos about wealth, luxury, money, and the habits behind financial success.